Live look outside at Cabazon from our Morongo Casino camera. Not a whole lot going
now
on there.
I want to go to the casino,
right?
though. It's Friday.
Hey, you got to save your money first, right? Save some, and then you can spend some. Yeah, we want to thank you for joining us. Major Narambulo.
And good morning, everyone. I'm Michelle Bias in for Lynette. Let's go ahead and send it on over to Belén de Leon.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to our friends in the control booth, the ones in the newsroom, the ones in NOC, our reporters, our photographers out in the field. What am I running for mayor right now? What's happening? Hi, everyone. We're at the end of the week, and let's help you get over this finish line because it has been unsettled, but the weather's going to start to calm down. This is a cloudy view of our home right now in Universal Studios, and we have a little bit of rain that's rolling through the area. In the overnight hours, we had some light showers, so this morning your car might have a few raindrops. We got rain in the South Bay, over in Orange County, but all of this is spotty and it's very light, and we'll take you to street level where rain right now is kind of making some soggy conditions right along the 71 near Corona and also 91 near Riverside. But that is going to fade as the morning goes on. The temperatures a little warmer than yesterday. We've got 50s and 60s, and here is your forecast. We're headed for sunshine. We're headed for spring-like temperatures, and the warming continues this weekend. More details ahead. TGIF, Robin.
TGIF. Folks have to be careful on the soggy roads, right? Because even with just a little bit of rain, you can spin out, especially on the ramps, the on and off ramps. That's normally where we have all the trouble when it's raining because folks are taking that ramp a little too fast and they spin out and flip over. So take it easy. Accident clearing right now. Oh, sorry for the typo. I will fix that. West 60 at Atlantic. That is moving off to the shoulder. You'll see that activity rolling through Monterey Park. The drive time still looks good. We're at 20 minutes to make it to East LA. The 10 is wide open, 21 minutes for the drive, and no problems for the 210. It is Friday light, 17 minutes to connect from Glendora over to Pasadena. So we're off to a pretty good start, but it's going to pick up. We'll check more drive times coming up in just a little bit. Michelle, Adrian, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Robin. 501 right now. Well, the feds say a former top official worked as an agent for China.
And today, the former mayor of Arcadia is expected in court to plead guilty. NBC4's Lauren Coronado live in downtown LA, where today's hearing is happening. Lauren, good morning.
Adrian, Michelle, good morning. The hearing is scheduled for 10:30 this morning here in downtown. We'll be inside the courtroom for that. And like you said, yes, the former mayor is expected to plead guilty as part of a plea agreement. But I want to take you back to some of the details surrounding this case. The former mayor of Arcadia, Eileen Wang, was federally charged as an illegal agent for the People's Republic of China prior to serving on city council. The FBI is accusing the 58-year-old of spreading propaganda on behalf of the Chinese government. Federal prosecutors say Wang has agreed to plead guilty to acting in the United States as an illegal agent of a foreign government. Now, earlier this month, Wang's lawyer shared a statement saying, in part, events in Miss Wang's personal life, including her trust and love for apparently the wrong person who ultimately led her astray, require her to step away from public service. She apologizes and is sorry for the mistakes she has made in her personal life. Her love and devotion for the Arcadia community have not changed and did not waver. Now, the charges against Wang come after her fiancé, 65-year-old Mike Sun of Chino Hills, was arrested in 2024 and was sentenced to 4 years in prison for also acting as an illegal agent of China. According to investigators, the two worked together from 2020 to 2022. Now, a spokesperson for the city of Arcadia said allegations against Wang did not impact city operations in any way. Of course, much more to come on this. We'll be following all of the developments for you, and I'll bring you another live update a little bit closer to 6:30. Reporting live in downtown, I'm Lauren Coronado for Today in LA.
Lauren, thank you. More legal fallout from the Garden Grove chemical emergency that triggered mass evacuations. Later this morning, a group of evacuees will announce a new lawsuit. They're among the 50,000 people who had to leave their homes last Friday after a problem with the tank at GKN Aerospace. And fears it could fail, including explode, prompted a multi-day evacuation. Cleanup at the site begins today, led by the Orange County Healthcare Agency.
North Hills community is coming together to remember a young family. The LAPD tells NBC4 investigates that a mother shot and killed her 2 children, their father, and then turned the gun on herself. Police found the 4 people dead inside a home Wednesday night. The victims are a 6-day-old baby, a 2-year-old boy, and their father. Neighbors have been leaving candles and flowers at the family's home.
Everybody feels terrible about it. I mean, especially when it was a baby.
I don't know if those flowers will help. They probably won't. But thoughts and prayers aren't working. So as a community, we got to stay strong.
Investigators are looking into what led up to this murder-suicide. If you or someone you know or love needs help and it's not an emergency, please call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline that you see on your screen, 1-800-273-8255, or you can text 988. It is free, it is confidential, and it's available 24/7.
Turning to the war in the Middle East. Negotiators for the U.S. and Iran reportedly reached a deal. One official says it's just waiting for sign-off from President Trump and Iranian leaders. NBC's Alice Barr reports on the latest developments.
This morning, a potential deal to end the war with Iran in the hands of President Trump and top Iranian leaders. That's according to a senior Arab official directly involved in ceasefire talks, who told NBC News negotiators from both sides reached an agreement and are awaiting final sign-off. Vice President J.D. Vance weighing in.
We're going back and forth on a couple of language points. I do think that we've made a lot of progress here.
Iranian media released a draft of the reported deal that would reopen the Strait of Hormuz and extend the ceasefire for 60 days to allow for thorny negotiations on Iran's nuclear program that President Trump has said are essential to a long-term agreement. He again rejected that political pressure at home would force him to end the war faster.
I don't view that window. I view it, I have to do what's right.
The push for a deal has been tested twice this week, with the U.S. and Iran exchanging fire near the Strait of Hormuz. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth addressing American forces in Singapore overnight and quoting President Trump on the potential for more military action.
Iran can either do it the right way, with a deal across the table, or they can deal with my guy on the left. That happened to be me. But it's not me, it's you guys.
Raising the economic pressure, the Trump administration announcing new sanctions on Iran's oil trade, even as Iran pushes for sanctions relief in the negotiations. The Treasury Secretary said that won't be on the table until the president's central goals are met.
Open strait, highly enriched uranium, no nuclear program.
As the world waits. Important to note that if the Strait of Hormuz is reopened through a short-term deal, that would only restore operations to status quo from before the war and would not address any of the core reasons for starting the conflict, most importantly on Iran's nuclear program. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And new developments in the global Ebola outbreak. If more Americans contract the virus and need advanced medical care, they will be sent to Europe rather than here in the United States. The Trump administration says it's an attempt to keep exposure and infection rates down in the states. The U.S. already has a facility set up in Kenya. It opens today, and we're told the facility has 50 quarantine beds and will eventually expand to have isolation and biocontainment units. But any sick individuals will not stay in Kenya. They will be sent to as yet unidentified European countries. Now, the White House says it's because the flight times are shorter. The only American to test positive so far is being treated in Germany.
5:08 right now, just 4 days until the primary election, and another poll is out showing 3 candidates for governor are separating themselves from the pack. So the UC Berkeley LA Times poll shows Javier Becerra with 25% support, Republican Steve Hilton with 21%, and just behind them is billionaire businessman Tom Steyer with 19%. Now, Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco is in 4th place, followed by former Congresswoman Katie Porter. Only the top 2 will make it to the general election. And in the race for LA mayor, the UC Berkeley LA Times poll shows a very close race, with Mayor Bass and Councilwoman Nithya Raman essentially tied with 26% and 25%, and former reality TV star Spencer Pratt just behind them with 22%. Now, this poll's margin of error is about 3%.
We always knew that it was going to be a close race, and basically this is a race between me and a council person who has no problem with encampments being out in front of schools, and a reality TV star who is very interesting. He's been entertaining us.
I'm running on making the streets safe. I'm running on actually getting the drug addicts dying on the sidewalk 7 a day that our councilwoman and our mayor, who have been in charge of that for a combined 10 years almost now, they're in charge of that. I'm saying you're voting for me as a mandated change.
My support has been growing because I believe that voters want to see a candidate who's not beholden to the political machine that has spent millions on this race already, and because voters want someone who is not a MAGA Republican.
And just like the governor's race, just the top 2 candidates will face off again in November.
Well, people have been using AI for everything from planning trips to writing emails to even health advice.
Now, should you use it for your finances? Experts share the pros and the cons.
And changing COVID vaccines, what the FDA is now recommending for the fall.
I recommend that layer this morning and sunscreen for the afternoon. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast. In Orange County, you've got 50s and some areas of light rain. Now, as we go throughout the morning, the clouds are going to be pretty stubborn. But notice how during the afternoon, we'll have more sunshine. The temperatures will be in the low 70s and the winds will turn breezy. So coming up, I'll show you how the weather is changing as we head into the weekend. Here's Robin with traffic.
Good morning. Traffic